Hi guys, welcome back to Summer in Wisconsin. I hope you all are doing well. Waterfall season is completely over. If you're here for a waterfall video, I'm sorry, this is not one of them, but I promise you I will bring waterfowl back in the fall when it gets here. I'll do some off-season waterfowl stuff as well, but this time of year, I'm going to have my channel focus a little bit more on archery, and my goal this off-season is to actually shoot as much as I can, first of all, and secondly, really work on my form and kind of perfecting my craft as an archer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to work through some of these knock-on videos here. And knock-on has a series called School of Nock. So I'm going to work through those School of Nock videos this year. Now I'm working on last year's videos for this year because my ultimate quest, my goal during this winter season and into spring a little bit is to shoot the coveted 60X on a 5-spot. Now currently, my best score ever on a 5-spot is a 57X. Last time I shot a spot, I actually shot a 355X. So, and of those 55, I would say 50 of them were really strong shots. I have about 10 shots mixed in there that, I was lucky. I'm going to bring you along to the range today. Now, when I shoot and I practice, I'm not actually, I'm shooting a scored game, but my mindset isn't that I'm going to shoot a 60X today. It's one arrow at a time, one shot at a time, and I'm just going to focus on getting better every shot and making 60 quality shots. Now, that won't always happen, and my goal is to shoot as many quality shots as I can, and I'm going to kind of keep track of those quality shots as I'm shooting archery today. Well, anytime I shoot archery, but the things I work on in my basement on my little range here are just like basically getting those daily shots in. Guys, we're going to head over to the range, shoot a few arrows, get better at archery. Let's go. Alright guys, here's the deal with School of Nock. I've actually been working on it for like 3 weeks now. And like I said, week 1 was basically just my shoulder. Probably a week and a half. I worked on just my front shoulder, getting it set the right way, doing it the right way. And my shots, since I've been doing that, have really just started breaking much easier. I can now tell when my shoulder is kind of breaking down. Week 5 of School of Nock was basically all about anchor, and what I noticed as I was filming my anchor, and I'll put in some cut in right now of this footage, is that I was executing my shots by relaxing my hands, and there was just way too much movement in my release, or at least that's what I felt for myself personally. I felt like there was way too much movement in my release. I made it to the range. Gonna shoot a few arrows, hopefully get better today. That's the goal. Just get better every day. Probably can't even see me now. Okay. Oh, we're in the range. Alright, gotta throw up a target. And then we'll shoot. Alright guys, what I'm gonna do first, I'm actually gonna shoot the edge right here, just to check my left and right. I'm gonna check. Then I'm going to shoot 1 or 2 arrows on the bottom here, just to make sure that my left and rights are good. I'm actually going to shoot on that target over there. But it's a good way to sight in, whether you're sighting in for bow hunting or anything, is don't just shoot the bullseye. Shoot a vertical line to get your left and rights. Shoot a horizontal line to get your other directions. A few things I'm working on today. First of all, making sure my anchor's a little bit lower on my face. I'm used to being up here. When I get it lower, I'm going to anchor first. Before I find my peep, I used to find my peep, then I would anchor. Second thing I'm working on today is just making sure that I'm nice and strong right here and not letting this release slide up my fingers very slowly until the shot goes off. So that's kind of just the 2 main things that I'm working on today. So here's the first arrow of my first end. And it's important, archery is all about repetition. So I always set my feet first. Make sure I'm nice and relaxed. Then I bring my bow up. My arrow's already knocked. I set my shoulder. And up, draw. Anchor, peep. X. X. That felt like a 10. 10. I always rate my shot when I'm done. It might have been Dudley, but I don't know if it was School of Nock or not. I always rate my shot after I shoot in my head. And a lot of times it's a good shot or it's a bad shot. That's kind of how I rate it. Sometimes I have good feeling shots and bad feeling shots. So like if my timing's off, it might feel like a good shot still, but it's not a 10 because it didn't go off within my like preferred time that I like to make my shot. So let's go take a look. So yeah, so my goal is just to make strong shots, and usually the outcome done on this end will be favorable. As you can see, got a couple high ones. My 2 weak shots that I felt were kind of weak were arrow number 5 was like a 9 or an 8, and this was arrow number 3, and that was the one I said was an 8. So I missed in the exact same spot because I think I'm kind of forcing that shot off. These 3 felt like really strong shots, and they ended up all in the X. They're all in the X anyway, but you know what I'm saying. So first practice end, 5X. This ends for score. You know, archery is a mental game. I shot 10 straight X's on my warm-up rounds, and I might have got lucky here, but I made some poor shots. My second arrow was definitely poor, and I just missed an X there. The other ones I all caught the X's, but as you can see, this arrow felt like a 4 or 3, like as far as when I shot it. Did not feel good. I just missed the X on it, barely. Yeah, it's just out. It's hard to tell, but it is just out. And even my next arrow after that felt kind of weak, and it's a liner. The rest of them felt pretty solid and strong shots, so happy with my first end. Unfortunately, I dropped an X. So as an archer, that's what I'm working on, is just getting those strong shots. I felt myself kind of struggling, and I probably should have let down. It didn't go off in the window that I wanted it to go off. I just need to cancel the shot and let down. Aim focus with the camera though, I just want to see this creep in my hand. Hopefully the wrist isn't sliding too much. I want to stay strong in my hand. That was a bad shot. Two bad shots in that end, and one like 7. That's what it felt like. And you can see them. I mean, I don't shoot too many ends like this where it's like dropped 1X, 2X, 3X's. Felt 3 bad shots in there. So, and really this isn't a good shot either. Guys, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop talking. I'm just gonna start shooting. Less thinking, more shooting. round's not over, but shot's feeling okay. I've got a 5 on this end. I finished my first 8 ends. This is my 9th end right here, the arrows that are in the target. So I'm gonna add a dot down here in a second. But what I have noticed is my misses. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6, 7. 7 of my 8 misses are low right. So I'm not sure what's causing that. I feel like it's a forced shot. It's like I'm just waiting for that arrow to go off and it's not going, and then I'm kind of making it go off and I end up ducking or pulling too hard into my face or something. I'm not sure. But 7 of my 8 misses are all low right. So that's something I have to kind of figure out. If you're watching this video and you know what might be causing these low rights, some feedback would be awesome. I'd appreciate it. But I'm gonna finish up my round here. Oh, look at that. The bail shattered my target, my arrow. I must have hit the same hole a couple times. That is destroyed. Down to 5 arrows, that sucks. Yuck. I'm moving my target over. Can't believe that arrow blew up my arrow. Oh well. I'm gonna have to buy another half dozen. Maybe I'll try a different brand. Let's turn you guys, you can face me. How about that? For my last couple ends here, I'm just not talking to you because you screw me up. It's like I'm shooting with a lefty on the line up in my grill. Alright, drop 2 in the last end. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, I'm at 9, 12. That would be a 348x. So I just count up my dots here. Add those up. 5 and 4 is 9, 10, 11, 12. Subtract that from 60x. That's how you get 48. So 348x. To be honest, not my best shooting. However, I learned a few things today. First of all my misses, well, I would say 95% of them. I had 12 misses. 11 of them were low right. It's clearly a form flaw or something. It probably has to do with my new anchor. Maybe I'm not being as consistent. I don't remember having such a consistent miss. My last 3 ends, or my last like 4 games I shot a 50x, a 50x, a 55x, and a 49x. And then today I shot a 48. So it's my lowest X count in a while. But they're all the same miss. They're all low right. And I don't know if it's me ducking around the pin or me just forcing the shot a little bit too much. Okay, I'm gonna work one more week on that anchor. I just need more reps with it to really give me a true feel of if I like it or if I'm gonna go back to just how I'm comfortable. School of Nock, week 4, week 5, shooting spots. And again, my goal is to get better. When I go and shoot, say, a tournament this weekend, I'm not really gonna be thinking about all of these other things I was thinking about today. Okay, I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna shoot. Not think, just execute good, strong shots. And that'll be a true tale of these little changes that I made, if they work or not. So, on that note, guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Take it easy.